Over the past few months, there's been more and more discussion about the prospect of merging the servers on the Celtic Heroes Discord, with a lot of people agreeing and a lot of people also disagreeing with this. If you look at the video I made a while back about the servers in Celtic Heroes, you'll see that there is a large disparity in the number of active players. Even though I calculated these numbers 10 months ago, I would say that they are still fairly accurate. Thus, a lot of people think that the servers should be merged to create a more evenly distributed player base between servers. Even though this seems like a good idea on the surface, once you dig a little deeper, you realize that merging servers would create its own set of issues, and thus it's not a perfect solution. Having more populated servers will allow more players to meet each other. This creates more opportunity to make friends and meet interesting people. The atmosphere in the game will also feel more lively, which will encourage players to keep playing the game. If DECA decide to merge the servers, I think they should balance the amount of active players on each server to the best of their ability. If they do this, it'll especially benefit new players, as they won't have to worry about accidentally joining a low population server. The only way to grow the game is to recruit newcomers and get them invested enough to continue playing. If new players enter the castle for the first time and see that there are lots of people there, like how it is on Epona, they're going to see that others are invested in the game, which will make them more likely to invest their time in it as well. Another advantage of having more players on each server is that the increased supply and demand for items will drive up economic activity. Items that you want to buy will become more accessible, and there will be more customers for items that you want to sell. If multiple Dom clans get placed in a single server, there will definitely be fierce competition for bosses, which is a lot of fun if you're into that. Since clans will likely need the best gear to win boss fights, like full Dutch Ghoul and apostate bracelets, there will be more incentive to max out your gear, as small improvements will make all the difference. The unique history of the servers that are deleted in the merges will be lost, which is a shame considering that most servers have 11 years behind them. It will also take some time for the new servers to figure out their place in the game in terms of their interclan dynamics and economies. DECA cannot please everybody with how they decide which servers get merged. For example, should Epona be excluded from the merge given its large population? How many servers should be merged into one? Should servers that have similar economies be merged? All of these questions would need to be answered by DECA, and their choices will undoubtedly upset some people. I have endgame tunes on both Hearn and Sullus, so if they decide to merge those two servers, I'd be pretty annoyed because it creates issues for me. I would then have tunes in two different clans, and I would need to choose which clan I'm most loyal to. It would also remove the benefit of playing on two different servers, which is that if there's nothing to do on one server, I can simply hop onto the other server. Even though I'd be able to combine my gold and items onto one server, it's not worth it in my opinion. If the merged servers become competition servers due to them having multiple strong clans, will there be limited options for players who prefer domination or free-for-all servers? This will be a problem unless DECA chooses to combine a server that has a weaker Dom clan with a server that has a stronger Dom clan. But if they do this, will the weaker clan struggle to get gear? This leads me to my next point. Gear will become very difficult and expensive to acquire due to the increased competition. The players that already have good gear prior to the server merge will be at a huge advantage to new players that are starting out. To combat this, DECA could add instance dungeons to the game, and/or increase the amount of drops from each boss. An instance dungeon is a special area that generates a new copy of the location for each group, or for a certain number of players that enters the area. While this would allow more players to get gear, it would destroy competition, so it would have to be implemented sparingly. On the other hand, I think that increasing the amount of drops from each boss is a simple and effective way of ensuring that more people will have access to gear. This is a minor issue, but how will DECA deal with multiple people sharing the same name on the same server? Will some people have to change their name? If so, that'll obviously be disappointing for them. Finally, lag issues will be present at raids if there are too many people in the area. People may also struggle to log in if the servers are too full, so obviously DECA will have to upgrade their servers to accommodate this. Overall, I think that despite the downsides, merging the servers is a good way to make the game appear more active, as long as DECA implement it correctly. I trust that the developers understand the gravity and potential risks of merging the servers, and will use this knowledge to make a smart decision about it. So, what can DECA do instead of merging the servers? As far as I can tell, they have two options: advertising the game or adding new content, which should attract more players. These are great options with no downside for the player base. Akalos has stated that they will be looking to add new content in the future, but I have a feeling that they aren't going to advertise the game. For the time being, DECA has no immediate plans to merge the servers, but we'll have to wait and see. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.